Hi everyone, this is Diane. I hope you're all having a good day today. My day is going pretty well so far. It's still pretty early, but I'm nearing the end of my vacation as I film this. But I cheated a little bit and I put some pages in these journal covers that I had made before my vacation. And I want to show them to you because I put them in the shop. So before we start, I want to say hello and thank you to Janet and Susie for being such good supporters. Supporters of my shop and supporters of my channel and supporters of me, giving good, encouraging comments very often on my channel. So thank you, ladies, Janet and Susie. I really, really appreciate it. So let's look at these journals. If you recall, if you saw the video, I had these little craft colored folders. I don't know how old they are, but they're vintage, and they're for insurance purposes. So it just had this list that you would fill in of the value of your property. So it's a ledger on both sides. This one has a policy number and etc. here, and then this one just has different types of insurance that you might want: truck collision, building and contents, etc. So anyway, I got quite a few of them at the flea market earlier this year. And in a previous video, I had used Lorna's beautiful, Lorna Taylor from Tailor Made Journals, her beautiful stamps to create collages on these covers. And then I just went ahead and made very, very simple journals. Tailor Made Journals is an Etsy store. She makes stamps. She has a machine which allows her to make these stamps, and they are limited edition. So she makes a set of them and then people buy them, and when they're gone, they're gone. She doesn't make them again. So these are no longer available, but she has them from time to time when she gets some new ones made. So go visit her shop and click the heart on it, favorite her shop, and maybe you'll be able to catch some of them when they're in her shop. So without further ado, I will link her shop below, by the way. Let's look through these. These are 3 that I did on my video, and then I did an extra one because I wanted one for myself. So I made this one for myself. So these 3 are going to be in the shop. Well, they are in the shop when this video goes up. This one is called Vintage Market. They're just going to be named after the stamps that I use. So this right here is the stamp from Lorna, and I collaged it with some feedsack fabric, some vintage green S&H green stamps, a milk bottle cap, and a vintage label. That is a genuine vintage label. There are 52 pages front and back with 13 folded pages, which creates the 52 sides or pages. There's a place right here for your name and address, or you could put the dates. You could stamp something right in there if you wanted to. I sewed it together so that the knot was on the outside, and I strung a couple of beads on it for fun. I matched the beads to the colors on the cover. And I didn't want to cover up anymore. I did this much, but I left all the rest open. You can do what you want with it. And if these bug you, just cut these strings short and use those beads in something else. Alright, so the pages that I used are scrapbook paper, and they're all the same pages, the same types of pages in every journal. I used papers that I already had in my stash, stuff that was already copy dyed, stuff that was already printed, that like extra pages, or things that I had already prepared but didn't get used, like tags. So they were very quick and easy for me to put together because the work had been done previously. So here's a copy dyed paper, kind of looks like a blue denim, a light blue denim, and then I had this pocket scrap already made. And this journal actually only has 12 folded pages because somehow this one was just lying in there like that instead of you know, getting sewn into the signature. So rather than you having less space for writing, I just folded it up and put it in the pocket. So it's not a page, but you still have it to write on. And it came from a really cool tablet that I got at, I think, a thrift store. Don't say it, write it. A competitor is listening. I just thought it was so unique and fun, and I love it. And I'm glad I got a whole tablet of it. And then I had a bunch of tags made from various tag videos that I've done, and I just put tags. Each journal has, I think, 2 tags in it. So I didn't do a lot of embellishing. I didn't do any embellishing, really. I just added a couple pockets and put the tags in. I will be sending you some supplies that you can use to embellish, and then, of course, use your own supplies. This is a wedding guest book for signing, a page from a wedding guest book. And then this was a digital that I already had printed. I didn't do any aging on anything. This is from a journal. It was a craft paper, nice quality. This came from a vintage book. It had all kinds of different pages in it, and you'll see them in the different journals. This one says, call your friends, and it has place for telephone numbers and names. And write your friends, so it has their address. This is just coffee dyed paper. This is the painter's paper that comes on the roll. And I included a unused seed packet that I got in a Happy Mail, which I was thrilled with. So this is the cucumber one, and they weren't put together, so I was able to just use them as a page. There was another coffee dyed paper that was in my stash. This is from some sort of a planner from 1990, but I liked the cream color. It's got orange and brown print on it instead of black, and there are lines for writing. And you can glue stuff here. This is a ledger that I have in my stash, and I just made a copy of it. I had scanned it as a digital. I don't know if it's in my digitals or if I did that for myself. I do have ledger pages as digitals in my shop, though. And then in the center, there is a fold-a-note card with nasturtiums on it. And again, things that you can't write on, you can collage on, or glue a picture, glue a page that you can write on. That's the back of the cucumber seed packet. I did not gather the supplies. I like this part of the journal page because it's a grid. I didn't gather the extra supplies that I'll be including in with these journals yet, but you will be getting some fun supplies that you can use for collaging and decorating. This is also a pocket that I already had in my stash, probably did it in a video. And this one was using one of Kathleen Maurer's tag templates. I love the colors of that. And there's orange on the front, so we included some orange here. There's some sari silk there. Vintage Market. This one is Mercantile. And it has a little bit of red, but mostly blue. I didn't have red beads. I had put, this one was mine, and I did mine first because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing with these. I'd never done them like this before. And I used that red bead and the blue because that's what I have on the front. And then I couldn't find any more red beads. Well, this one was with the pink ones, but it's pretty dark, so it could be red. It goes well. And then I just used blue. And I had that little, I don't even know what that is. It was just one little weird red bead. I guess, I don't know what shape it's supposed to be, but it's cool. So anyway, red and blue. And again, the Pizzac fabric and blue stamps this time, and a milk bottle cap, and they all have the vintage label on them. Here's the tag I made. This is a ledger from the 1800s. It's genuine, it's not a copy. And there's some silver paint around the edges and silver embossing. Another paper that I had printed. There's the don't say it, write it page. It actually got sewn into the signature. This one has the Call Your Friends. And then on this side, I'm not sure. It's a record. We'll see the other side of it. Guess I put it upside down. This one has a bite out of the corner, but I would leave it that way because it's vintage and fun. Or you could glue something to embellish the page right there. It's not a literal bite, it was torn. Lettuce. I hope you don't mind it. I didn't mind it. I thought it just added some character. A pretty blue copy dyed page. Another page from that planner book or whatever that book was. A digital that was already printed. And some more nasturtiums. Insurance record, it says. And this one has a library pocket in the back and a tag that I had collaged. And that is mercantile. Next we have laundry. And these are all stamped. Well, this one was stamped with a gray ink. And these are stamped with pretty blue ink, Stampin' Up. I think it's Stampin' Up. And there's Pete Sack fabric. That's just a piece of stamped cardstock that I had extra. And I love this homogenized milk bottle cap. Some blue stamps again. And this one has blue and silver, and there's a black bead, I think, because I didn't have any more red. And we have a red pocket here and a tag. This was a page that I had prepared for another book and didn't use. So it's got, it's kind of glossy. They glossed the little typewriter keys. And I copy dyed it. You can see, and it's kind of heavy paper. It's a cardstock. And you can see where the dots, they look like bubbles on this side. It's kind of cool. And I just put a tab on it. Tomato seed packet. And this one has a pretty Morning Glory fold-a note inside it. And here we have another torn edge of a coffee dyed paper. This looks like it could get a hole in it very easily, because it's a little bit cracked. So you might want to do a collage on this side, whatever, just to kind of protect that hole. I'm not sending you damaged goods. It's just vintage, well, copy dyed papers that look vintage because they have some tears in them. I don't mind them. I made them that way. I hope you don't mind. And then this little pocket that I made not too long ago, and it's got this pretty ruffled ribbon trim and a Tim Holtz couple, and this tag that I made. So those three are in the shop. Do you want to see mine? I'll just show you these again. Vintage Market, Laundry, and Mercantile. I used the Mercantile for mine also. Trading Company and Mercantile, family owned, established 1842, clothing, odds and ends, dry goods. And those are the beads. And it's got a cherry flavored drink bottle cap. I added this vintage label that says book belongs to, this book belongs to. And then this was a pocket. This one, mine has an extra pocket. This is a pocket that I had collaged. It's been in my stash for a while. And this one, I think I made this one with Kathleen Mauer's tag templates. There were several that I used of her, from her ideas. And a printable, a journal page. This one says services, airport, attorney, babysitter, bakery, etc. And continues there. This was prepared for a different book, and I didn't use it, but I loved it so much. So I put it in my journal, and I'm so glad I get to keep it. I don't remember how I did the streaky colors on there. Maybe it's a kind of a dry watercolor technique. That sounds like it doesn't make sense, dry watercolor, but the paintbrush would not have been very wet to get that effect. So I don't know. And then there's some pale stamping. And then I stamped there, and it's also watercolored. And there's more on the other side. It says, art is good for you. And I have a petunia. And I love this piece. I've had it for a long time. It was a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So I'm keeping a piece of that in my journal. And I kept this tag. It's just some scrapbook paper. This was a mechanical book that I made a copy of, the page. And I got nasturtiums in mine because I love nasturtiums. Look at the fun pictures on that. My friend sent me a tablet of this 8x8 paper, and I think it's from Seven Gypsies, I'm not sure. But she sent it to me a long time ago. Here's the other side of that page. Oh, it's got that same ribbon trim that I put on one of those tags, or pockets. So it's got more color on this page, and again I stamped here and added some color somehow. I want to try to replicate or get close to that, and the color comes through, and it's just a lovely page. But I did it so long ago I don't remember what I did. And then here we have a corrugated pocket that I had collaged on, and this tag. So there we go. And I still have a whole bunch of these. I'm not sure if I'll make more of these, but I thought it was a good thing to do with them. And I hope you agree. So these are in my shop. My shop is linked below. Lorna's shop is linked below. She also has a lot of digitals that are just beautiful. I use her digitals quite a bit. So it's worth visiting her shop even if she doesn't have the stamps available. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.